Hi, my name's Rob Morris. I'm with the Trust and Estates Department at Stark & Stark. My practice area focuses on drafting wills, trusts, and administering estates. Today we're going to talk about what seems to be a relatively simple issue, but one that can have a major impact on everyone's estate. And that issue is, who are you going to choose as your executor? Now, oftentimes I'll have clients drafting wills for them, and they'll come in and they'll either have difficulty determining a primary executor or one of their alternates. So when you're trying to make this decision, there are a number of factors that you need to consider when evaluating potential people that could serve as your executor. The first one is the executor's control of information. Now, it's a fairly basic issue, but the executor is going to have control over all of your information. That includes all your tax information, all your personal financial information, as well as other matters such as your medical information and everything to litigation. Unfortunately, the beneficiaries don't have direct access to that information and have to go through the executor to get it. That can create problems from time to time between the beneficiaries and the executors. Those problems oftentimes relate to the executor's either refusal to provide the information, or in some instances the executor is simply not capable of managing the role and can't gather the information and present it to the beneficiaries. So as an initial issue, you should pick somebody who's able to gather assets quickly and efficiently and is good at working with others. A related issue is the executor's ability to manage financial assets, and that depends in large part on what assets you own at the time of your death. Now, the executor may be called on to manage a number of different assets. Those can include small businesses, they can include real estate, both your personal residence and any investment real estate that you own, and it can also include your financial accounts, particularly accounts that are not covered by a beneficiary designation. Now, there are a number of issues with each one of those assets. If, for example, you own a small business, well, the executor may be called on to step in to manage the business if you're no longer there. That can involve in not only knowledge on the day-to-day operations of the business, but it may also require the executor to have a decent understanding of the financial and tax ramifications, not only of how the business operates, but also how the business is structured, whether it's a partnership, an LLC, or an S-corp. They're all going to carry with it certain tax issues. So the executor should at least have some understanding of what those issues are and how to deal with them. Property can be a tricky issue, and unfortunately it sounds simple, but it can be a problem for some executors. And what we're talking about is real property here, real estate. Now, we all live in New Jersey, and we know that real estate carries with it property taxes that have to be paid quarterly. Those property taxes, in some instances we've seen were not paid by the executor in a timely manner, and as we all know, that starts incurring penalties and interest on the estate. A related issue with real estate is who's going to control it. So if there's nobody living in the property after the decedent dies, that now creates a management issue. Someone's going to have to step in, and if it's in the winter, they're going to have to winterize the property. If it's in the summertime, they're going to have to make sure the property's secure so that, for example, no local kids from the neighborhood get into it, and everything from the lawn being mowed to the utilities taken care of on the property. That actually can require a fair amount of work by the executor. And unfortunately, we've seen instances where it's either not done or done in a slow and untimely manner. And as you know, particularly with regard to property taxes, it starts incurring a lot of expenses for the estate. The last major group of assets are financial accounts. Everybody has financial accounts ranging from simple checking accounts up to investment or managed accounts with financial institutions. Now, those accounts may not require as much direct involvement, but even still there's going to be some issues that have to be handled with regard to the accounts. Now, for example, the accounts may earn income. The income is going to have to be dealt with by the estate, and it may require income tax returns being filed by the estate and distributions made by the estate in a timely manner. Failure to do these can result in penalties and taxes for the estate. There may be assets that need to be traded. For example, the estate may own a stock that's no longer productive, and it may be in the estate's best interest to sell that stock and purchase another one in its place. The executor is going to be the one who's managing those decisions and making them on behalf of the estate. And of course, all the beneficiaries are going to be interested in what the value of these accounts are and what the various assets are. Sometimes you'll have beneficiaries that want certain assets and not others. Well, the executor is going to be the one who's going to coordinate that decision amongst all the beneficiaries. So these just touch on a few of the basic issues that an executor is going to be involved in. There are a lot more complex ones, particularly regarding tax and administration matters. But you need to consider all of them when you're developing your estate plan. And it's very important that you pick somebody who's able to handle these issues and deal with your beneficiaries in a concise, prompt, and efficient manner so that the estate can be handled appropriately. If you have any questions on the material we've covered in this video, please feel free to call me. My direct line is area code 609-945-7617. Thank you.